Hello, everybody. This is Omar Brownson, co founder and CEO of gthx. I'm delighted to be with each of you today as we practice gratitude together. Gratitude makes visible what we value, and it's an incredible reminder that what we take for granted, we make invisible. And so, you showing up here today is part of making the good that we want to see in the world visible. I'm particularly excited to have our guest, Belinda Liu, join us today. She reached out to me a few months ago because she has a company called Gratitude Blooming, and gratitude loves company. And it's been an amazing opportunity to get to know her and really how she brings art, nature, and self care together to really build community around gratitude. For those who have joined us on Zoom before, know that one of the reasons I love gratitude is that it's a social emotion. It's at that intersection of self care and community. And so, Belinda today, who is joining us from Mount Shasta, uh, and is really connected to nature in a profound way. And I think really brings that spirit that nature provides, which it's this great reminder that we're all interconnected. And so from that place, she will be sharing gratitude. And she also has a special digital gift that she has made just for this time. She has built beautiful physical gratitude cards, which I have been fortunate enough to receive. But now, with everything that's going on and really wanting to make the practice more accessible, she's also created a digital version and will be sharing that with us today. So, without further ado, Belinda Liu.
Thank you so much, Omar, and the G Thanks community. It's lovely to see you all here today. Thank you for making the time, the space for yourself and for each other right now. So, what I want us to do as we enter into this space to really connect with ourselves and each other through gratitude and nature is just take a minute to check in with yourself and your body right now. And just tune into how you're feeling in this moment. How is your energy right now? And let's just chat in. What's emerging for us today as we're entering into this space? How are you doing? How are you feeling? And let's just take a minute to just acknowledge ourselves and each other as we arrive into the space. So if you're familiar with the chat and you feel comfortable, just type in a word right now. What are you bringing into this space today? It's lovely to hear and read all the different ranges of emotions we're feeling as we're arriving here. So just take a minute to also look at who's on the Zoom call today and just say hi with your eyes to everyone that's here. It's lovely to be in this space, just to be present in the moment together. So I'll just take a moment to see everybody too and say hello. Thank you for being here. So, as we arrive, let's just take a moment of silence to acknowledge where we are in this world right now. There's a lot of feelings of hope and sadness and grief and overwhelm, just all the range of emotions as we grieve the loss of beautiful people like George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. So, let's just take a minute right now to just be in a moment of silence, to just acknowledge everything that's happening and the lives that have been lost at this time. And just take a few deep breaths just to be here with each other, to acknowledge that. So today, we're going to tap into our inner strength and our inner wisdom inspired by the trees. So Lisa is going to be our Vanna White for today, and she's going to show a picture of the tree that inspired this meditation that we're going to do together today. So we are going to now take a moment to connect with the gratitude blooming theme of strength, which is what is inspiring this meditation for today. We're going to be tapping into our inner wisdom and our inner strength, see what emerges in these next 20 minutes. So, this is one of our gratitude blooming themes. And I just wanted to give you all a look at the card, the redwood, and the symbolism of strength here. Thank you, Lisa. And what we'll do now is we're going to gradually transition into our space. So take a minute right now to really get present in your body and get into a comfortable place. So if you need to, you know, shake your hips a little bit just to arrive, feel free to do that. If you feel like you need to be a little bit more grounded in your body, feel free to make contact with your feet. I'm actually standing today because I need that extra earth, extra grounding with my feet. So let's just take a moment to get comfortable as we get into our meditation inspired by the trees.
Mhm.
And now let's take a few really deep collective breaths together just to connect with ourselves and each other. And inhale and exhale, just letting go of anything that we don't really want to hold on to anymore. Going at our own pace. Inhale, new energy, new life. And exhale, anything that we're holding on to that we want to release. And let's just do that for a couple breaths, just to really sink into our bodies. Now, with this next breath, imagine the energy of your breath going from your belly all the way to the bottom of your feet. And imagine deep roots growing from your bottom of your feet all the way down to the center of the earth. With each breath, you're feeling more and more rooted and more strong. Breathe deeply into your roots. If it helps, imagine yourself as your favorite tree that lives near you, visualizing your roots going deeper and deeper into the earth. Getting stronger and stronger with each breath. Now imagine the roots of everybody on this call coming together at the center of the earth and connecting with each other's roots. Imagine the weaving of our roots, building a stronger foundation. Breathe into that grounding and that strength that we have collectively in this space together. Now, from this place of deep grounding and deep strength, let's send out a prayer of gratitude for the world. What is it that you want to express to the world? What is your wish or what is your gratitude for the world right now? Send it out with each breath. From this place of strength, what's something you're grateful for about yourself and your body right now? Take a moment to give yourself some gratitude as well. Breathe deeply in that place of connection with yourself and with everyone on this call. Do one more round of breath, sending any final gratitude or blessing for the world right now. And slowly, at your own pace, start to release your roots from the center of the earth and gradually transition from your feet all the way back up to the top of your head, just letting that grounding surround all of you and fill you with relaxation, peace, and strength. And when you feel ready to come back into the circle, slowly flutter your eyes with a soft gaze back into this circle. And take a moment to use our chat as our group journal to just share what something that emerged for you. It could be a gratitude that came up for you or a wish you have for the world right now. Take a moment to share that with everyone. It's beautiful to imagine us as a grove of trees grove of redwoods coming together to support the world and each other. Is there any wisdom that's emerging for you right now from this place of hope and healing and wholeness and strength? It's a it's a real gift to be able to have this space for ourselves right now to just have a moment of clarity and insight from this place of groundedness. So just want to give everyone a chance to really connect with that. Is there any insight that you're receiving right now connected to your gratitude or your wish for the world? It's beautiful to see. So I'm excited to offer you a gift to continue to deepen into your own inner wisdom and wishes right now. So Lisa is going to be our Vanna White to show the gift of gratitude that I'm going to share with you all today. So as Omar said, we have 39 different gratitude themes that are inspired by the wisdom of nature. And so I'm going to demonstrate one way that we can use this tool to access our inner wisdom. So I'm going to take a moment right now to pick a card and see what insight I can further receive right now. And this is a gift that you all will receive too for yourselves to be able to pick some messages from nature. So, Lisa, I'm feeling like that bottom row is speaking to me right there. And yep, where you have your cursor, it's yep, that one. That for some reason that feels like something. Let's see what this says. So the message from the azalea today is connecting around the theme of hope, which is very interesting because a lot of you mentioned hope as one of the words. So it says, take a moment to remember a time when you were filled with hope. What do you need to feel like that now? So the insight that I'm receiving right now is to really connect with community because the times where I felt the most hope have been through a deep connection with other people around a shared purpose. And in some ways, I feel like this is what we experience together as well. Um, so yeah, for others of you, I'm curious, what do you need right now to feel hopeful for the future or for the present moment? Let's take a moment to connect around this shared theme, and then we're going to give you a chance to pick your own words of wisdom from the card deck. Linda just chatted that she wears a bracelet that says celebrate hope. That's so beautiful. It's a wonderful reminder. So in just a minute, Lisa is going to share a slide, and I'll also chat over the link as well for you all to pick your own card and see what emerges. It's beautiful to see people's responses right now around hope, letting go of fear, having patience, hope that we can impact the change within us, having facts to support others, hearing each other's stories, being able to take risks and being vulnerable, listening to each other, and having a heart for learning. Yeah, it feels like there's a lot of connected threads with that. So on the screen and also in the chat, there is a link that you can just literally copy and paste onto another browser. And it'll take you to a page with the code LOVE. And that's something you can do right now, or it can be something that you do after this call if it's too overwhelming on Zoom. But basically, you can just click on a card and see what messages of insight there are for you today. So I'm going to give folks a minute to do that if they wish. And if someone wants help getting a card, feel free to put that in the chat, and one of us can do the clicking for you, and we'll send you your card. So yeah, love to have everyone leave with an insight or a message. Wow, it's interesting how wholeness is already showing up for multiple people. If you need help, feel free to chat over a question about how to get into the link as well. Okay, Teresa A would like a card. Lisa, would you mind picking a card for Teresa A? And Izzy as well? And Joy? So, and someone called iPhone also would like a card. Humility. And Karen would like to have her card picked. Simplicity. If you were to simplify your life, what would you choose to keep? A lot of softness in our themes today, which is really beautiful.
I saw a Galaxy S10 raise their hand, so Lisa, I think one more.
Wow, we've got a couple roses in the deck, three rose cards. So that's beautiful that Grace showed up as well.
If you could share just a little bit about the inspiration for the cards, and because I know that there was a lot of intention on the themes, the questions, and even the art behind it. So if you wouldn't mind just sharing a little bit about that, and uh, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. So the artwork that inspired this collection of cards and practices came from a dear friend of mine named Arlene Kim Suda from San Francisco. And she literally sat with the plants in her garden and she sketched one a day. And in the process of sketching the plants, she received a word of wisdom from each one of them. So it was almost like nature speaking to her. And in that way, I feel like it was an act of gratitude, the way that she connected and saw the plants and sat with them and drew the essence of them. And I was so inspired by the artwork. She had 100 drawings that she made for this project called 100 Days of Blooming Love. And I said, "Hey, Arlene, why don't we do something where people could actually engage with the art?" And at the time, I was really thinking about gratitude being a really powerful practice for self awareness as well as for connection with others, just like how we connected together today. And so we picked 39 of out of the 100, and together as a team, really thought through, what would be a good reflection or practice connected to gratitude that people could use in a really practical way. And in a lot of ways, it's like 39 shades of gratitude. Some of the themes, as you see, are really amazing, right? Like they're really joyful and happy, and they remind us of that lightness. And some of them, some of you picked them, like impermanence, humility, vulnerability. Those are harder ones to feel gratitude for sometimes, but it's such an important part of life and also the time that we're in.
I
So,
have to share that
yeah.
I picked impermanence as my card, and I have been meditating 2 to 3 hours a day for the last 7 days. And the meditation that I end on is impermanence. And so it's just amazing to be able to, in this moment, where literally the word impermanence I've been meditating on every day. So it is beautiful when you can just be still. And, as you said with your friend, nature spoke to her. And what happens when we take ourselves out of a situation and don't put ourselves in front. And again, that's what gratitude does. It reminds us that we're part of something bigger than ourselves. Um, if you have a few more minutes, I would love to open it up for questions. If anybody would like to ask Belinda a question in the chat, and just as folks are maybe getting a question or two together in their minds, how do you, Belinda, define gratitude?
I feel like gratitude is seeing the gift in everything,
Mm,
even when it's not easy. And I feel like right now, and I'm almost feeling kind of emotional talking about it. It's like there's so much death and loss, and how can we um, see that as a gift?
mm,
Um, and it's hard, and it's also like very important for healing is to be able to embrace the light and the dark.
mm.
So yeah, thank you for asking.
Yesterday, I did a gratitude practice on new beginnings, and it was focused on the quote from Lao Tzu, which is that new beginnings are sometimes disguised as painful endings. And so I hear you on the pain of the moment, but I also believe that it is part of our new beginnings. And if you think about where we began today's practice with you and you guiding us through that beautiful meditation on strength through the redwoods, the only way to receive a new breath is by giving an old one up. And that to me is when, with gratitude, is the only way to receive something new is to by give something up. And so it is that exchange, which allows us to stay present, allows us to stay connected and not so attached. Because when we're attached to something, even our own memories, we can't let go. And it's only in our letting go that we can actually receive something new and be present, and be open to possibility. Um, Again, if anybody would like questions, you're invited to do so. If not, you certainly are welcome to continuing to use the access that Belinda shared to these cards that are now online.
And somebody did ask about purchasing the cards. Yeah, you can get them on gratitudeblooming.com. So if somebody wants the physical artwork and the cards, yeah, you can access them there. And yeah, just super grateful to Omar and Lisa and the gthx team for holding this beautiful space. It's super healing, and um, it's very special to have this moment with all of you. It's like this is one moment, and that we're all co-creating together in time. So it's a gift.
Absolutely. Well, thank you everyone for joining. If there is a word that you would like to leave with, and I mean, Belinda has created the space to share so much today, but as you know, I really believe in the power of resonance. When a word that you hear or see strikes a chord in you, and then you reflect that word back, we move from our own individual experiences into a collective one. And when we can see that we're connected, then we know that we're not alone. And so I invite you, as you sign off, to share one word that resonated with you today. I see strength, and I'm just going to read back through some of these: forgiveness, nature, keeps giving. Thank you for those times. Mercy, balance, simplicity, empathy, connection, hope. This is a beautiful space to be in, wholeness, giving up being impatient with myself. That word impatience always resonates so deeply with me because the root word is patis, which means to suffer. And it's amazing how when we are attached to something that we create our own suffering. And that's what stillness does, is it allows us to sort of grow that patience. Well, thank you again so much, Belinda. I want to thank everybody again for joining us today, and really thank yourself for being here. Resiliency is about self-care. It's about social connections, which we're creating in these moments. And it's about your spiritual practices, however you define spiritual practices. Remember that the word spirit just means to breathe. And so if your spiritual practice is just to breathe, that is a very powerful place to begin. Any last words, Belinda?
Gratitude for all of you. I'm not being very original right now.
That's a beautiful place to be. Thanks, everybody. Take care.